Hello, and welcome to Listen In. I am in the fortunate position to have the first song of today's episode. I'm Alexis,
I'm Jesse.
and
I'm Kay.
and like usual, all three of us are gonna have our own songs. So right now we're gonna talk about mine, but stick around and you'll get to hear Jesse and Kay's song later, and you can watch those uploaded separately as well. So today we're going to start with someone that I recently discovered and have been obsessed with ever since. They are Forest Claudette, a Melbourne native currently residing in the United States. They have been making music for about 8 years and under the stage name Forest Claudette, which is their current music project. They've been dedicating themselves to this particular project for about 4 years now. The origin of the name comes from Claudette Colvin, notable and historic civil rights activist, and he grew up in a forest. Forest is just off the heels of his sophomore EP, Everything Was Green. It was my introduction and one without any prior exposure. It's a beautiful and stellar project coming in at 19 minutes with 6 songs that takes us on a mesmerizing journey which serves to map the cycles of several notable chapters and life experiences of the past couple years, and the many shades of Forest's charming and quirky personalities on full display as each contrasting song plays out. And when talking about their music, Forest said that this was what they are excited about most: contrast. So, for instance, if a song is very smooth, he is thinking of ways on how to also incorporate something that's very crunchy or rough. They have an insatiable love playing around with contrasts. And when it comes to describing their sound, they have expressed that they like to do their best to bring in many sounds and styles to each project, and feels his music is an intentional blend of R&B and pop. Today we'll be listening to a song from the aforementioned Everything Was Green that on first listen I knew immediately I would be bringing onto the show. Funnily enough, Forrest has mentioned that if he were to choose a song from the album to introduce new fans to, it would be Pool Boy, the song that follows the song that I have brought. So I just barely missed the mark of a suitable entry point, it seems. Apologies for that, Forrest. But without further ado, let's have a listen to Vis Teeth by Claudette of the Forest. Enjoy.
I'm so motherfucking lucky. Look at my fam, my friends, my band, my people. I'm so motherfucking lucky. Look at my team, we flawless, seamless people.
Not to brag, but I got the best of the best. I say that shit with my chest. We go to spas, I get a car, not that there's never a stress. I get down, get solo. People around still solo, but I go where you go, so. And we go hard. Vis teeth in the dark. Pieces of life unnoticed. I couldn't see, I know now, I know this.
I'm so motherfucking lucky.
Look at my fam, my friends, my band, my people. I'm so motherfucking lucky. Look at my team, we flawless, seamless people. Yeah. Matador, bull chasing my big bros. Sidestep when I come through. I just wanna be like y'all, like MJ, like Michael. Helping out with your highlights, flashback on my blind side. Grateful. I got my friends, I got my foes, I got my passport. I've been a simp, I've been a hoe, get what I asked for. And I ask for a lot, never ask for the cops. You smile on my jawbone if I smash on a rock. Throw some spice, we do it. Tyson versus Lewis. Like, cook it up, nothing raw now. Numbskulls get fall down. We dust it off, then we ball out. Kids are better, my kids are better, me calm down. I'm so motherfucking lucky. Look at my fam, my friends, my band, my people. My people. I'm so motherfucking lucky. Look at my team, we flawed but seamless people.
life unnoticed.
All right. Well, um, I feel so friggin' lucky. Look at my team, my people. It's always a pleasure working with y'all.
Likewise.
One of my notes was language because it's an Alexis song, and Alexis,
Yeah,
as a person, like shies away from swearing. So.
yeah. Yeah, I had such a tough time submitting the lyrics to this song because this song doesn't have lyrics on the Genius page yet, and so I took it upon myself to contribute to that. And yeah, there was definitely some language that made it a little tough for me to get around to that, but I persevered.
You got through it. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
You didn't.
Uh-oh.
What was that? Uh-oh, technical difficulties.
Oh no.
You're
Are we
real
all back?
Yes. You're a little
Oh
pixelated.
gosh. Somebody
Okay.
else talk. We'll figure it out.
All right, I think we're better now.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's me.
What you were saying, Kay?
I don't remember what I was saying.
Valid.
It happens. I asked if you switched out any of the lyrics with all beans.
I was thinking about it, but I felt like I had to do Forest Claudette, justice, not compromise their artistic vision.
That's probably good. Yeah, just write it as written.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll get past it.
Yeah.
I didn't actually the cursing didn't even like register
Yeah.
in my brain that that's what was happening. But I think it's because this song was such like a sonic treat for the mind. Like there were so many things coming in and out, but it had such a good consistent groove that I see what you're saying about like that contrast of you have that like nice, I don't know, the bass and the drums and things. Alexis, you're we are struggling today.
I hear Alexis.
My
I don't
camera's
see.
probably having an
Okay.
issue. I was able to
Okay,
hear
you're
the
back.
entire thing. Yeah.
You're back.
Yeah.
Cool. We won't worry about you then unless you say otherwise. But yeah, there was that like you had the consistent kind of bass line and drums and some of the instrumentation, but there were just so many fun, and even the music, like the chorus coming back was very chill and very kind of repetitive in a good way. But there was just so much diversity to sound beyond what was happening there. It was an absolute treat. Both in like it was side to side a lot, and so you kind of felt like you were surrounded by things. The guitar coming in on the right only at the start and at the end made me think some of my headphones were broken for a second. Until we got a little fuller sound, I was like, oh no, that's the song. That's super cool. I loved all of that. I loved all of the production on that.
I think it's kind of
Oh,
fascinating.
Jesse's talking, but we're not hearing Jesse.
I hear Jesse. It's just you.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
That's a very weird situation. How do we fix that?
Alexis,
Maybe
refresh?
I should refresh my page. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I just realized he couldn't hear me say that.
He figured it out too,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's okay.
These guys says the audience hears me, so that's good.
That's good. It's just Alexis.
just Alexis.
You got a good joke? Okay, Alexis is back. We don't need my
okay.
jokes.
I hear you.
Yay!
Yay!
All right, Jesse, what were you saying before
Okay.
I left?
I think it is super interesting that Kay is loving all this like sonic variety, because to me, I'm hearing a ton of Gorillaz influence for this song.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
particularly super fast jellyfish, like some of the random noises, and then like that that kind of lo-fi falsetto that comes in the transition from the intro to the verse. Like that's something that I hear in a bunch of Gorillaz songs. And just like that whole approach of like we're gonna throw in a bunch of different things and it's gonna be fun is very Gorillaz to me.
I think that for gorillas. Not that this is what this is about. I like on paper, I should love the gorillas. Like everything that they do, I should love, but the execution just isn't quite my style. So like the vocals, I don't love the vocals, and that's a really hard thing for me to get past. If I don't really like if the vocals aren't my style, it's like really hard for me to get into the song. The drums sometimes hit like a little too aggressively for me, and instead of like making me enjoy it, it just kind of puts me on edge. So that's very much a me personal thing, not a criticism of the gorillas. But I think that's probably why I love this kind of stuff so much, because it's rare that you get that kind of style with an execution that I also really enjoy. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting take on the sonics that are happening on the song, because I didn't even like make that connection, but I totally see it now. Like it does actually remind me of like Super Fast Jellyfish, which I think is a great example of like what you're alluding to. And Forrest has mentioned a handful of their influences, and surprisingly enough, Gorillaz isn't one of them. So I am interested on if Gorillaz might be a influence at all. Hopefully, maybe we can tweet them and figure it out, or whatever social platform, reach out to them, because I am interested in hearing if there's any Gorillaz influence there. Because little side note here, I've like watched several interviews of Forrest, and Forrest has expressed on multiple occasions that they are deeply an album listener type of person. They really like interacting with music on an album sort of basis, and Gorillaz is definitely an album sort of artist or band. So I would feel like Gorillaz would be typically a group that I would imagine Forrest would find some interest in, because usually Gorillaz projects are really rewarding in an album sense. But speaking of like the influences, Forrest has mentioned artists such as Frank Ocean, which is not a stranger at all to this podcast in terms of people claiming Frank Ocean as an influence. Like this is like maybe the third or fourth time I've brought someone that has cited Frank Ocean, and it's kind of like you can kind of see the DNA there on the sound. Forrest has also said that Solange is an influence, as well as Outkast, which, you know, hearing these picks, I'm like, wow, like I can actually like really hear it. And like I didn't even like think of these artists at the time of listening to the song or the EP. And he even cited season 1 of Listen In, Hall of Famer Leanne LaHavis. So
okay, that's where that was going.
Yeah.
Jesse panicked.
Like, where'd you think that was going, Jesse?
He was citing us as an influence.
Oh, that would have been interesting. We have that global reach over to Australia.
Totally.
When I remember to upload the videos.
So yeah, we got a little Frank Ocean, a little Solange, some Outkast, Leanne LaHavis, of just to name a few, which I think these are very representative of kind of the sounds we're getting from just this song alone, but I think the EP as well.
For their flow, I was getting a bit of Drake. But the Forrest sings a lot more. And like, so like when they're doing like the straight lines of just like doing the same song or same note, that's when I hear those sort of Drake stuff. But then like that's a very small section of the vocals, and I actually really enjoy their singing. I think Forrest has a great voice, and like especially like a lot of variety and expression. I love when they flip into falsetto.
Yeah.
Are there other songs on the album where they do more singing?
I would say singing is kind of the exclusive mode of expression for Claudette. This or Forrest, this is kind of the outlier on the album. This is like the one where pretty much the only one where he raps, and the one where a majority of the song is more rapping than singing. But yeah, I would say for the most part on the EP, the other 5 songs are very, very much mostly just singing.
That'd be really interesting to hear because the rap felt so natural for them.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
Like it felt like such a natural form of expression.
I just
Is
assumed that was
the-
the default based on what we were hearing.
Yeah, I think because this was so rap heavy.
Mhm.
But are the other songs in a similar not in Forrest's like vocal performance, but in production and composition, are they in a similar style of this like very busy type vibe, busy but chill?
I would say yeah. It's like mood wise, like Forest takes us all over the place. Like the album starts off with a song called "Messing Around," which is like this really laid back R&B, very kind of like sexy sort of song that has a feature with Earth Gang. So it's really sultry, but it's very similar to this where it has laid back moments, but it also has like these moments that are like very like intergalactic in a way. So yeah, I would say the rest of the EP you can kind of see similar sort of production choices happening where it's like this kind of contrasting balance of we have a very particular thing happening, but also interesting things happening alongside it that kind of like sets it in these interesting territories.
So it's a bit of an exploration.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I had a question about your intro. You said they grew up in a forest.
Yes.
Did you mean that Forest Claudette grew up in the forest?
Yes.
Or okay.
I was trying to explain the name, which is why Forest
No,
is
yeah,
in the name. Yeah.
I couldn't follow if you were
Yeah.
saying that the activist
Yeah.
grew up in a forest, or if
Right.
you were saying that Forest grew up in a forest. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. I knew there was some problems with the wording of it.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. We got there. It was actually very unimportant, but I
Yeah.
couldn't stop thinking about it. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Were they raised by
Did
dingoes?
you get more detail about what that means? Like, did they like grow up in a forest? Like, they just grew up in an area that was very wooded, or did they like grow up in a tree house? Or-
Not specific details. From what I could gather contextually, it sounds like where they grew up was a wooded area.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like a regular place.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Raised by dingoes.
Because for a second it was like they grew up in a forest raised by deer or
Yeah.
something. You know, it's kind of
But
what
it's
it was
Australia, so it's dingoes.
Yeah.
like. Dingoes.
Or
Right, Australia.
koalas.
Yeah.
Or many of the animals that'll kill you in the forest.
Yeah.
Forrest learned to eat eucalyptus leaves at a young age.
Fair. Probably won't kill you. Actually, might.
Might.
That sounds like a nutritional deficiency issue. Oh no. I really loved this.
I did
It's
too.
definitely going to be something I playlist and something I dig into more of. And it's a little overcast and cloudy and rainy today, and it's cool for like the first time in a week and a half. So it's like 80 degrees out, which is cool for the summer. But this was like the perfect vibe for the day today.
Yeah.
It's
Awesome.
matching the weather. I don't know if it's matching the weather where you are, but it's really working for me.
I think it's matching.
Mm-hmm.
I think like definitely part of this song in general has kind of like put me in a particular mood in a way for the next several episodes of wanting like very summery songs. Like this kind of hit me in that way, and I'm like, I want to not just bring this song because of that, but like I want to bring more songs in the following episodes that kind of match this vibe, because I feel like right now I'm suffering from how terribly hot it is, and getting these amazing, cool, boppy summer songs have been such a delight. So I want to share more.
Should we do
songs
like a
this.
summer banger episode sometime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
while
cool.
it's still summer.
I know what I'm choosing, but I don't know if it's like traditional listen-in material, but we'll go with it anyway.
That'd be cool.
Look forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely felt sunshiny vibes too, but I feel like it would bring out different things in the song depending on what the weather's. Is anybody else like that? Does anybody else's musical mood change entirely based on the weather?
Sort of.
I can see that
I
happening.
have
And
songs that I
also what I
associate
want to
with
eat.
summer.
Oh, that's fair, yeah. I have songs I only listen to in the summer.
You put them
Never
in a box
other
and
seasons?
like store them away.
It just, I'm not in the mood for them in other
Oh,
seasons.
wow.
I feel similarly with food. There are like certain foods I want to eat in the summer versus in the winter. I guess for Jesse, it's always summer.
Summer and wet summer.
So,
yeah.
yeah,
Wummer.
probably not. Shouldn't ask you that question. Okay.
So did any of us have a wanted to like posit a guess as to what high vis teeth are? Or is that something that's known and I'm just out of the loop?
I
My
assumed
interpretation.
he got his teeth whitened.
Yeah.
They got their teeth whitened. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh, okay.
To the point where it's
Also, with the
like, they
picture.
got their teeth whitened.
Oh.
Aided by the thumbnail, aided by
Mhm.
the album art of
Yeah.
the big smile. But it could also
Yeah.
be like big smile, right? Like
That's
you're
what-
smiling so big all your teeth are showing.
Yeah, that was the best thing I could come up with as a guess, because like I went into the lyrics and I'm like, none of this really answers my question, but feeling like the vibe of the song where it's kind of detailing like gratitude and things like that, I felt like maybe high vis teeth is a way to represent a big smile, because when you have gratitude for something, you express that through a smile, and we see on the cover art there's a really big smile. So I was thinking like maybe high vis teeth means like highly visible teeth, but like maybe that just doesn't roll off the tongue very well. So I thought high vis teeth meant like high visible teeth, like when you smile really big. So
Maybe they were also trying to get ahead of themselves in a little bit, and they were like, I know what to do. I'm going to pitch this to Crest for their White Strips ads.
Well,
'Cause
high
that could
vis
work.
is a term that they often like put on like vests, high vis vest or high vis clothing for working on a construction site.
Highly
So-
for like running or working on the
Yeah.
roads or that kind of thing.
So they're
Going outside.
I'm surprised their teeth aren't like neon green, but it's okay.
okay, that makes a lot of sense now. Okay, yeah, all right, we got it.
It's normally that like reflector material too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I think both make sense.
There we go.
Wait, what was your alternative interpretation then?
My
Alexis?
alternative, I
Yeah.
didn't have an alternative.
Oh, okay. You were
yeah.
just confused.
Yeah, I
until you
had
figured
I
it
had
out.
no idea, and I tried to use the lyrics as a way to figure it out, which it didn't help. So I just had to piece it together on my own.
I didn't know if it was like somebody was saying hi and they were also visible or something
yeah.
like that.
Or he has a friend named Viz. Hi, Viz,
Uh-huh.
but just your teeth.
Yeah.
They need an apostrophe in there somewhere, I think.
Uh-huh.
Or a comma, I don't know.
Use Guys points out that Hi is also the state abbreviation for Hawaii, so it could be Hawaiian visible teeth.
Oh.
Viscous also starts with VIS.
Viscous teeth. That's
I'm-
awful.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned.
That's all
if
I've
this-
got.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of any other words.
All right. I feel like maybe this wraps things up with
Yeah.
Forest Claudette.
Sorry, Forrest. We like your song and your titling. We're just
But anyways, yeah, Forest Claudette doing great things. I'm really digging this EP that just came out like about 2 weeks ago, something like that. This EP came out about 9 or so months after their debut EP, which
Wow.
came out like around September-ish of last year. So they're on a roll right now. I don't know if the relationship here is like they'll eventually combine the two EPs to make like a full album. I hope not, because I feel like after listening to the first EP, I feel like they do feel like very separate projects, and despite EPs being so small, I actually kind of like these as standalone like projects. They feel very rewarding in an album sense. So I don't know what's in store with Forest Claudette in terms of their first full length album, if that's even around the corner a year from now or something like that. So do keep an eye out for them. Uh, I'm kind of hoping that whatever it is, it's kind of its own thing and it has nothing to do with Everything Was Green or the debut EP, which is called The Year of February. But either way they go, I'm pretty sure it's going to be very, very exciting. But yeah, keep an eye out for Forest Claudette, and follow them on social media. Let them know that we sent you. Yeah.
Or just tell them that they're really awesome.
Yeah, tell them
We
they're
don't
really
have to
awesome.
exist in this picture.
But yeah, I think that covers it for me today.
Cool. On to the next one.
You want to do listener submissions next episode? Because we were talking about it.
We could.
Yeah.
Y'all want to do that?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay, cool.
So if you're watching, listening, whatever, go to our Discord, and I think we'll make a new channel for submissions. So try not to flood us. Just please, just give
Flood
one
us.
or flood us
Go
two, maybe two submissions as options. Per
We're gonna
person.
choose at random.
We're gonna choose at random.
But not if not if you if you give us 20, we're just gonna choose a couple out of the 20
randomly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll do that, and we'll kind of. I think the idea was we're gonna lightning round it a little bit, so maybe try to get more than 3 in next episode, and we'll just see how things go.
Any much music. I'm excited.
See how things go is our usual MO. So
Yeah.
cool. Drop your suggestions in our Discord. You could also put them in the comments of a YouTube video. I think we'll pull them from there too, because not everybody has Discord. Or maybe I'll remember that social media exists and we'll post there, and you can reply to the social media with your suggestions. But if you send the same song in 3 different places, that is not going to increase your chances. We will count that as one submission, or maybe disqualify you.
Oh.
We'll see how mean I'm feeling. If I'm feeling kind of mean, I might disqualify you, so don't do that.
Kay is not necessarily the meanest, but the most capable of being mean. I don't know.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
The most capable.
Ah.